going to talk about market direction and what drives market direction. Ash, are you available?
I certainly. Last week we've seen both the buyers and the sellers come out. The buyers come out and the sellers start to come in. And if we were to go back to the pound, then there is a difference in the message. Both the buyers and the sellers are coming off with a pound, which is kind of suggesting that people aren't really sure exactly what to do with a pound. So at that point, you kind of go, okay, well, it might consolidate, but it doesn't look like a trend reversal. So that's fine.
Yeah, look, enough for me on. Thanks very much for this. Enough
No
for
problem.
me. I'll be looking to start and move out of my position based on this. The seasonal's coming to an end. The COT data is not as clear as it was perhaps a couple of weeks ago for me getting into this position, and it's probably time for me to at least start and move a little bit out of it. Yeah, I'll back to you, buddy.
Yeah, well, just because we've been talking about the Swissy, I think this one's a really interesting one in the coming week, or even coming weeks, and potentially with that, we've got a lot of stuff from the Fed this week, and we do, as Alexis says something coming from the S&B. They are in a bit of trouble in Switzerland because they aren't as competitive as they should be, because they are an export nation. They're not anywhere near as competitive as they should be. If you look at the trade balance numbers, they've been really coming down quite significantly. But the interesting thing is obviously the link with gold. Gold could get a boost here. It's struggling to really gain some buying pressure, but it is starting to look like a potential bottoming pattern for a period anyway. And because Switzerland have more gold per capita than any other nation, that will play a part in what could happen with the Swissy. But look at this. The shorts changed. The change from last week, down 74%. The shorts are coming out of the Swissy. And if we bring the COT data up here, what we've got is, and I'll take the net off, look what's happened to the shorts. Yes, the longs are a little bit weak, but the shorts have just, they've catapulted away from selling the Swissy at this particular stage. So that would look and appear to be a possible turning point for a short period with the Swissy. So that would suggest that any short positions with the Swissy aren't anywhere near as protected as they were. So are we potentially looking for some turning points? And I would agree with Alexis. I think that the Aussie Swissy looks like a very interesting pair right now, because we are at a potential topping area. This is a neckline of an inverted head and shoulders. So that neckline would tend to come off a little bit before it would get tested again and possibly then break through. But on first time of asking, will this neckline break through? Looking unlikely when we look at the COT data, and if we bring in the seasonals as well with the Swissy. What we're seeing, again, potential bottoming down here at some point in March. This is the midpoint in March, so we might be slightly beyond that, but it is suggesting a little bit of upside before another dip around about May, June time. And again, bringing that back into trading it against the Aussie. Then where's that gone? Here we go. Trading it against potentially what we'd have against the Aussie as a potential pair. Look at the Aussie down very, very low in the COT percentage terms, which that is indicative of a sell that is starting to accumulate some pressure. So I agree with Alexis on a potential short on Aussie Swiss, and I agree with Jules on a potential turning point with the Aussie. That Aussie has seen some strength, but this is suggesting that strength is possibly going to start to recede relatively soon. So could have to wait until that Swiss National Bank announcement before you get a genuine break and a genuine clear fundamental picture. But it certainly suggests that any sell signals in the Aussie Swiss and maybe some of the other pairs versus the Swissy might well be worth taking a bite at.
Cheers, Ash. Thank you very much for